So, I'm always worried, like, oh, the men are hard on the kids. Like, I don't know if I'm a very, I parent like your free will butts up against my parenting. And there's a fine line between, letting kids make a mistake, letting them be themselves, letting them do what they need to do to find who they are. This is the time of self-expression. We've all seen it. You've colored your hair, you're wearing your concert t-shirts or your, jewelry, or I used to paint my nails half black, half purple's my favorite color, as we've all seen. So, I love letting kids express. And then, Lloyd's a little tough in the sense of discipline. But I didn't have that growing up, whereas he did. His parents were much more disciplined. I think when Catholic parents get divorced, there's a lot of guilt. And then unfortunately, there's no discipline. I think I was actually calling out for discipline for many years. This is obviously looking back with an adult mind's eye, but I think I was looking for that hard line. Some kids need a hard line, and others need a little more freedom. It's always finding where is the balance of that hard line of discipline and that freedom and free will for kids to choose and say, oh yeah, that wasn't a great choice, or hey, I'm really proud of myself, I chose that.
Right.
So that's the fine line I'm dealing with. But I realized after a harsh interaction, when normally I would, ignore, maybe give the cold shoulder, we've all been there. I was like, I'm gonna love more than ever. And so I said to the kids, let's all go in and hug Daddy. And give him a big hug. Nobody say anything.
Yeah.
Like, no words need to be said. Really.
Yeah.
And we just, big hug.
Yeah.
And he's a little like, what's going on? Of course, how people receive is none of my business. But, so I really feel like, you know what? I need to shift who I'm being and the energy I'm coming at. And when I shift, doesn't it feel like the whole world looks different?
Oh, yeah.
So it's not really about controlling the exterior and everybody has to do what I want them to do. Come from love, and this place of, in the moment, love. That's what I'm realizing, love and peace. So the mantra for me now is peace and love, peace and harmony, love and calm in my home. Joy too, we need a little joy, get that joy in there. But yeah, really this place of constantly not coming from my past or making up a story about the future, because that's when you're mad, that's when you're angry.
Yeah.
But when you're in the present moment coming from love, that's what's there.
Yeah. And that's being the change.
And that's being the change. Because really, as women, as the matriarchs of the family, we're the leaders of the circle, the tribe, the family, the group, the pack, how many ways can you say that word? There's a lot of ways to say it. The family, did I say that? Anyway, and the women lead by example. It really is constantly by example.
And I can see how that is a state of being proactive instead of reactive.
And that's exactly it. I'm changing my mindset from a reactive mindset, which was my parents. I really realized they reacted. I'm trying to think, because my dad towards the end was really cool. Like, he would always remind me, be in the moment, let it go, and he'd talk just like this. And those of you that know Bob Albert know that I'm Bob Jr. at times, and he would really be in the moment as an older person. I don't know as a young parent, I've got to think about that for a minute, who they were being. When we're kids, you're so in the moment. It's only as adults that you look back and you unpack stuff and you go, hey, wait a minute. That was this was that, however that looked for you.
Yeah.
So boy, what a difference. And I think I'm going to put up somewhere my family mantra. And I think it reminds me, and I have the book on my shelf, it's behind me in some of the videos, that big purple book, I love it. It's about family traditions. We'll have to give that woman a shout out. But it reminds me to hold more family meetings. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what do you think about that? Now, we don't get the time to do that much in today's world, but we really need to, and I do utilize it on Sundays with a Sunday Italian dinner. That's maybe a time, I'm not sure, my mother's here. Sometimes the dynamic can be different than when it's the four of us. So, but those meetings where you round table it, like the tribal meetings almost, and you get the talk stick, and nobody's speaking when you're talking, and try not to, the peanut gallery, let people share from where they need to share from, and really letting the kids participate in the way they want to be raised. And I think telling the whole story, we've talked about that before. If you get in a fight as husband and wife in front of the children, or there's a disagreement, or you don't back up the person, let's say your mind shift is changing, you definitely want to share with that partner more about how you're feeling separately. And then you want to share with the kids the makeup and the whole truth. Like, yeah, I don't know all the answers. I'm working this out in real time. Sometimes we don't have those answers right away. And really sharing that whole truth. I think that's important with our family, getting them involved. I think that's part of this cooperative era that I'm talking about and teaching about, and really, I guess, trying to create on some level more of a movement with women to empower them, that if you enroll your family, I think I like that a little better than manage, but manage gets the job done. Everybody's a part of it.
I can see how that also preserves their agency and helps them develop their own autonomy and makes people less dependent. Everybody's in this collaborative and cooperative approach, as you said.
I love that.
And less moving away from that old authoritarian model.
This disciplinarian, and that's where I think I was reacting to maybe not backing Lloyd up. I want to kind of clue him, bring him into the conversation more. I realized talking today, I probably need to do that more so he understands where that's coming from too. But that is how I'm feeling. As they become teenagers, yes, there's this hard line you want to give, like I was sharing I didn't get. And there's this autonomy and freedom of choice and intuition. If you think about that first voice of intuition, the voice of spirit, we don't want to shut that down for our kids. We want to really give that wings and give that life, because your intuition, that first voice, that voice of spirit, is the one we get so far away from in today's world with this duality of, Democrat, Republican, light, dark, white, black. I mean, think of the dualities of this earth plane. It's really here and existing, so you can be kind of tapped and poked, like, and how are you going to react to that? Yep, this is real. And are you going to be reactive, as we shared, or are you going to come from a place of your mantra where we live in a peace and harmonious home with calm, joy, and happiness, So I really will be the leader on that and the reminder for the group when we get off track, and the reminder for myself. I think that's a great way for me being a teacher and a mentor and a guide, is that, it really helps you be your own authority and allows you to come from this place of authenticity and spirit connection when we pause and really remind ourselves. So this morning I woke up and the word was remember. And the remembering is in remembering myself. I heard that in Jerry's old CDs from the early 90s. And, you know, one word when you wake up to set the tone of the day, whatever it may be for you. For me, it's remember. And I think there's such power in remembering ourselves.
That's beautiful.
So these are my words of wisdom this morning over tea.